and welcome to the Super Review Show's episode of Rebel Alliance, episode 7, where we do nothing but talk Star Wars in the world of Star Wars, whether it be the books, the comic books, the video games, etc., and movies, spin-off movies. Today's topics include, John Boyega made some comments saying that episode 8 will be much darker. It sounds like The Empire Strikes Back to me. Han Solo actors have been revealed for the spin-off movies. His names include Miles Teller and Dave Franco. We'll get into that. Darth Vader could be in Star Wars spin-off movie Rogue One. Now, is this true? Is it not? We'll have to get into it. Also, Poe Dameron. A new comic book is being published by Marvel that is titled Poe Dameron. All these topics and more up ahead on Rebel Alliance. Hey guys, and welcome to Rebel Alliance, where all we do is talk Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. As the intro said, we have a lot of topics ahead of us, so let's get right into it. So, according to John Boyega, who has played Finn in The Force Awakens, which actually killed it. He killed it as Finn. I mean, he was more of a scoundrel than anything. He really, really embodied what was Han Solo, and now is Finn. But it looks like Finn feels like the new Han Solo just by looking. I'm turning around and look at the poster. He's got the leather jacket. He's got Luke's lightsaber, but he also has. He's got the look, and also I like the fact that they put in another African American actor into the franchise. Now, a lot of people say, "Wait, is he Lando's son?" No, he's a brand new character, which makes it even better. But he basically that's about Finn. I'm not going to get into spoilers because then that would ruin the movie if those of you haven't seen it yet, which a lot of people have because it's made $1.8 billion already. But that's besides the point. He said that according to him and Ryan Johnson, that he made in an interview, he said that episode 8 will be a lot darker in tone than, let's say, The Force Awakens. Now, as I said in the intro, this sounds a lot like The Empire Strikes Back to me, where they have a movie and then they made a darker movie. It's in dark in tone, but it's still a Star Wars movie. It's still a lighthearted movie at the same time. I can see it being darker. I'm not sure how dark they want to go. They're not going to go like blood killing or like, they're not going to do that. We know they're not going to do that. And but I tell you one thing they're not going to have. They're not going to have stormtroopers with ice cream, getting ice cream out of an Imperial ice cream truck. Oh, wait. What? Never mind. But yeah, I could see it being darker. I could see it being a lot darker, actually. Like, not like, maybe even darker than Empire Strikes Back, personally. Because Ryan Johnson, I recently watched Brick today in school. I'm in a film class, and I watched Brick today. He directed Brick with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And like I say, that's a pretty dark movie. It's about drugs, but his dark tone in that movie can translate over to Star Wars easily. I didn't overall like the movie, but it definitely had a lot of its upsides. I will say this. I definitely liked his style of direction. Like, in the final cut, there were jump cuts, which actually really added, for me at least, added to the picture. Mind you, I don't want Star Wars to have, like, a picture of Finn going like this, and then the next thing you know, he's over here. I don't want that to happen at all. I would rather see... I definitely think he's the right man to do it, because he also directed Looper, which truth be told, I have not seen yet, but he is known for his sci-fi spectacle in that. He's writing episode 8, he's writing episode 9, but he's directing episode 8 as well. So, darker, totally see it. Totally see a darker side. Maybe Kylo Ren is like being all like pissy and he'd be like, I can't believe he's even more pissy than he was in The Force Awakens. Like, he starts like, he maybe cuts off someone's arm. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi did in New Hope. There you go. But yeah, like darker, where they could go, I'm clueless. The only thing that I could possibly see is that they could do episode 8, whatever the title is going to be, like Star Wars, episode 8. Kylo Ren dies. That's a stupid title. But, like, they can name whatever they want. But I will say this, episode 8, I believe, it's moved on from shooting in Ireland, but for a long time, they were shooting in Ireland. They were filming a lot of scenes in Ireland. And for those of you who've seen The Force Awakens, spoiler ahead if you haven't seen it, but I'm going to say it anyways. The last shot of The Force Awakens is Rey, who you see right there in the poster, right about there, handing Luke his lightsaber, and Luke's just standing there saying, he's just standing there going, he's pondering himself. And that's where the film ends. That's where episode 7 ends, and I'm blown away by that. But the location they shot that in is a bunch of, I forget the exact location off the top of my head, but it's a place in Ireland with a bunch of, as you saw, there's steps and stuff. And I love how episode 8's been shooting in Ireland for about maybe a month or two now. Or either they left now. But besides the point, they shot a lot of scenes in Ireland. That maybe that's where Rey is training from Luke, because Luke is what they say, the last of the Jedi in the opening crawl. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yes, I could totally see episode 8 being darker. Jump in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts about episode 8. Share whatever you want to talk about. All right, now that's episode 8. Let's jump over to Han Solo, the spin-off movie. Now, a lot of people have been saying, actually, a report came out that over 1,000 actors have reportedly been in talks for the Han Solo spin-off movie. I am not surprised by that because he's one of the most iconic film characters ever made. Not just a Star Wars character, but one of the most influential film characters ever made. You talk to anyone on the street, they'll say, have you seen Star Wars? Who are the characters in Star Wars? They'll say Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. That's how famous of a guy he is. So to play that character that Harrison Ford played is a pretty big deal. So some of the names include Miles Teller, who you most recently know from Fantastic Four, which is I'm not even going to talk about that. But he was also in Whiplash, which I believe he got an Academy Award nomination. So he's a dynamite actor who was just in a bad movie. Alines Albert, if I'm saying his name correctly, Alines Albert, as well as who I did not mention in the opening, but Dave Franco is also rumored as well. And there's a handful more. These fine gentlemen are, I believe Logan Lerman was actually one of them. I could be wrong about that, but I think that I could see Miles Teller personally because he looks a little bit like a younger Han Solo. You put the jacket on, you do his hair, you're done. And then that I could see as Han Solo. There's a report going on that it's also going to be an origin story. Personally, I would love it if they did something between Empire. No, they can't do anything between Empire because he was frozen in carbonite. I would like to see something done between episode 4 and 5 of Han Solo, like in between, not before, but in between. That would appeal to me at least. I mean, I don't know about other people, but I could order like a baby Han Solo or give me a break. I think that a Han Solo that is in between episodes 4 and 5 could work very well because there's about maybe a 2 or 3 year gap between the events of the first Death Star blowing up and the adventures on Hoth. So, I mean, look, Han went from a scoundrel to at the end of New Hope, he's just there. Then in the episode Empire Strikes Back, he's part of the Rebel Alliance, the show, and he's now one of them. But what happened in between? What made him change? What caused him to change? That could be very interesting if they focus on that. We'll have to wait and see. All right, next topic on hand: Darth Vader potentially in Star Wars Rogue One, coming out December 2016 this year. Look, I covered the new story in an individual segment. You could go and check that out too. But on this, on Rebel Alliance, I'm going to go a little more in depth. I think that because the Rogue One is about stealing plans to the original Death Star, how they got the plans, how did they get to Princess Leia, and then lead into what we all know today. That fascinates me. Like, how did they get those plans? You know, that could be the whole movie's about that, or maybe half. But look, you need Darth Vader in there because at the end of Episode 3, and look, I know like a lot of core fans that love Star Wars that actually watched the original trilogy in theaters were let down by the prequels. I was too, but I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up on them like in the theater. I grew up with them on DVD and stuff. But basically, what I think Darth Vader in Rogue One, I could see it. I could easily see that happening. I could totally see Darth Vader in Rogue One, and here's why. Because if you remember at the end of Episode 3 in 2005, he was with Palpatine, and they were constructing the first Death Star, or the Ultimate Battle Station, if you will. And I believe it's like a 30-year gap between the events of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So I think that's a very good time slot for it to be in. But it's going to be in that era anyways, because the Rogue One story is going to be about the Death Star plans. But I think that if they have the Death Star plans, like Darth Vader's got to be involved somehow, like, how dare you steal it from me? You know, like he'll go like that, like, he'll start choking someone because you gotta, if you're gonna put Darth Vader in this, you gotta have him in there because he is a part of that underlying arc between 3 and 4, and it's been great to fill that gap. I'm hesitant about Rogue One though, because like at the same time, like, cool, we're gonna make a whole movie about how they stole the plans of the Death Star. Cool, they can make that cool. I just don't know how. And the second thing was that Personally, I'd rather see an Obi-Wan Kenobi. I did a my thoughts on like a year ago about a my thoughts on of why an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie should happen in between episodes 3 and 4, because it shows how he got to Tatooine, how he was watching over Luke. That could be fascinating. How he left all that old Jedi stuff behind. I'd rather see that in between episodes 3 and 4. I believe that it's rumored for that to happen, if I'm not mistaken. That could be great. We'll have to wait and see. But as far as Darth Vader and Rogue One, I believe that it'll happen, and I'm pretty sure that it'll be a good addition. So yes, Darth Vader and Rogue One. Last topic of the day, and it's not necessarily a movie update, but it's more of a comic book update with Star Wars title. Poe Dameron, who Oscar Isaac played in The Force Awakens, I believe he's in the middle there. He's right above Captain Phasma. So here's Captain Phasma. There's Poe. There you go. Poe Dameron, who actually played a lower, I'm not going to say a throwaway character role, but he played a role in Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and he's getting his own comic book. He's an X-wing pilot fighter, and he is getting his own comic book. Now, I don't know what the comic book's going to be about, mind you, but we'll have to wait and see. But I figured, look, Marvel is announcing a new comic book series of Star Wars with Poe Dameron. I might as well buy it. I mean, I do a review of it, but I think that it's definitely worth the buy because it's a Star Wars, and the diehard fans are like, Poe Dameron. But I also think that this comic book could be a way of letting the casual movie going on that just loves the Star Wars movies for the movies and nothing else more to check out a comic book about one of the characters in there. Like, wait, how did he get there? Like, how did we get this character there? Or it could be a prequel series. It could be before. Like, who knows? After the events of Force Awakens, who knows? But I think that definitely check this book out when it comes out. I don't know when it'll come out, so just check Marvel.com's updates for this Poe Dameron comic. So that's that. So that will wrap up this episode of Rebel Alliance. For all of your Star Wars updates and anything else, keep it locked on Rebel Alliance and the Super Review Show in general for all your pop culture and your geek and nerdy needs. As you can see, I'm clearly surrounded by Star Wars, Iron Man, Man from U.N.C.L.E., and actually Fantastic Four as well as Batman, Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Jurassic Park. I'm a nerd. We all love it. Pop culture, go us. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you guys won't regret hearing all the geek news that comes out today. So for this episode of Rebel Alliance, for the Super Review Show, I'll see you later.